Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another podcast episode and now YouTube episode because I am cross posting these to YouTube of It's Bailey. Today's episode is all about hard truths that you need to hear if you have PCOS like symptoms, or honestly just like a hormonal imbalance. But I'm going to be speaking more to the PCOS girlies. This episode might piss you off. It might make you mad. I might have the PCOS police in my YouTube comments if you're watching this on YouTube. But I believe all these are facts. Obviously, this is biased because it's my opinions. I'm really excited though because these are things that once you figure them out, you will manage your PCOS symptoms 20 times faster. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Bailey. This is my podcast called It's Bailey. We talk about like 50% is more like entrepreneurship, business. The other 50% is hormones, acne, PCOS, fat loss. I have two separate, I've had this business for over 3 years. I've helped over 100 women balance their hormones naturally. And I don't even know what I was going to say after that. This podcast is very unfiltered, by the way. You will see that I do very minimal editing. And I like to seem like, you're just chilling with me at home, which you obviously are. We are moving to Charleston next week. There's literally boxes all over my house. It is free. It is so cold outside today. I have this blanket on me. And yeah, this is my crappy background until we move. And I'm so happy that you're here. So yeah, if you are new and you're watching this on YouTube, go follow me. My health page on TikTok is Strong by Bailey. On IG, it's Strong by Bailey Allison. I made this a post. We're going to walk through it, but I'm also going to add a whole lot more to it. It slaps so hard. Also too, if you're new here, I don't even like saying I have PCOS because I don't like labeling myself with it. I've been diagnosed with PCOS. I have very minimal symptoms now. If I was to get tested for PCOS, it would come back as negative. And I hate when people say you can't reverse PCOS because why can you have PCOS symptoms one day and be diagnosed with it and then not have it after you manage it? You know what I mean? Whatever you want to say, reverse it, manage it. I use the word manage so that I don't get the PCOS police on my ass. But hard truths you need to hear today to manage your PCOS. I'm also drinking this little coffee with the Chobani white chocolate raspberry creamer. Hard truth number one, we're coming in sassy. You have a part to play in your PCOS. People love to comfort the PCOS community. I get it. PCOS can suck. Your feelings are valid. So I'll get that out of the way. But people love to coddle those with PCOS and say, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault. You are the biggest victim. You can never get better unless you pump yourself full of drugs. That's pretty much what they tell you. And it pisses me off so hard because you have a part to play in your PCOS. And that's amazing. That is so empowering because the way that you eat, the actions you take directly impacts if you're struggling with PCOS or if you're not struggling with PCOS. And people love to hear that they have no part to play in it because therefore they can just bitch and moan about it their entire life. And, oh, it's just my PCOS. Oh, it's just I get it. It can suck. It can cause infertility. Ooh, I don't know. My notifications are popping off. I get it. It can cause infertility. It can cause people to gain a lot of weight. It can make you depressed and anxious, have irregular cycles. I have dealt with it all. I understand it can suck, but you have a part to play, and that should feel so empowering. You can't tell me that someone who's binge drinking, their PCOS is going to be 10 times worse. Someone who sits on their ass all day on the couch, their PCOS is going to be 10 times worse. Someone who eats copious amounts of sugar, their PCOS, especially because it's an insulin resistant issue half the time, is going to be 10 times worse. You're getting 5 hours of sleep. No shit. You're struggling with symptoms. Obviously, you have a part to play. Case closed. That is the first one. It honestly is my biggest pet peeve I see online when it comes to PCOS. But it should bring you hope because by changing your actions, you can heal. Number two, birth control is not fixing lickety-doo-dah-day about your PCOS. It might mask the symptoms. It might make you feel better temporarily. And if you understand that you're not actually having a real period, you're not improving your fertility, you're not ovulating, you're not getting your period back, you're not doing anything to actually manage or help your PCOS. It's being masked. And if you understand that and you want to stay on it, that's okay. That is your choice. I'm so happy you have that choice. As long as you're educated about it, because I've been told a million times at the doctor, birth control will give you your period back. And that is the biggest fucking lie you will literally ever hear. I don't know what crap, like I get so obviously so passionate about this. I don't know what they teach doctors in med school, because that is the most average joke. Look up online that birth control takes away ovulation. You need ovulation to have a freaking period. And even if you're on the IUD, which you can still sometimes ovulate on, typically you're not, because the hormones are still affecting your cycle. You can't tell me, majority of people who are on the hormonal IUD don't get a period. They don't. So I don't know. Birth control is not ovulate. It's not making you ovulate. It's not fixing your period. It might help you with acne temporarily. It might help you with maybe mood swings, painful periods temporarily. But when you get off of birth control, bam, 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 you're going to have to deal with that all again. And I argue it's going to be worse, because not only do you have PCOS, you also now have to deal with the aftermath of birth control. I've been on and off birth control 5 times, so I'm no stranger to birth control and the aftermath that it can cause. But as we like to say in my world, it's nothing you can't fix naturally. And I will give you some examples too, like to give you some hope for your PCOS. I used to be so afraid of sharing my thoughts, of getting haters in the comments, but like, I don't even care anymore. This is going to be a passionate episode. Okay. So number 3, yes, losing weight with PCOS can definitely be harder. That is so valid. Someone with PCOS specifically who has insulin resistance, it's going to be harder for them to lose weight than someone who doesn't have that condition. That being said, it's not impossible. Here's an example to give you hope. I have a client. I've had many clients, but I'm working with a client right now. She went on Ozempic, or GLP-1. She went on metformin. She went on birth control. She went on all the drugs to help her lose weight with PCOS. And some of those drugs, she lost the weight. She gained it all back and then some when she stopped the medication. You're not on those medications for life. You're not. And with me, naturally, so she's not on any weight loss drugs or birth control, she's been able to lose almost 40 pounds in the last 6 months and keep it off. She's not eating under 1,500 calories. She's not doing all these crazy workouts. It's from managing her symptoms naturally, working on blood sugar balance without a medication. That's what those medications do. PCOS is usually a blood sugar issue for like 75% of people. That is the biggest thing you're going to want to focus on. So it is very possible for you. Again, I hate seeing like, I can't do X, Y, and Z because I have PCOS, but you can. It might be harder for you, but you can. And when you tell yourself you can't do something and that something's going to be hard, yeah, you're not going to do it because you're telling yourself it's hard and that you can't do it. Also, I didn't put this on my post, but a lot of people too who struggle to lose weight will self-diagnose them with PCOS when it's really their lifestyle habits and it's not PCOS. And that might piss people off. Some people very much 100% have PCOS and that's affecting their weight loss journey. Some people though, they just overeat on their portions and they're like, oh, I think I have PCOS. No, you're just overeating. Number 4, this goes off of what I just said. Identifying as someone who has PCOS and using it as a reason to why your life is harder will only make it harder to manage. Identifying with anything, saying, I have anxiety. I'm an anxious person. It rules my life. It ruins my life. No shit, it's going to rule and ruin your life. Same thing with PCOS. You are not PCOS. You are someone who is currently struggling with PCOS symptoms, but you're also someone who can overcome those symptoms. If you tell yourself, this is going to be the hardest journey I'm ever going to take. This is going to be miserable. This is impossible for me because I have PCOS. This is 10 times harder for me because I have PCOS. No crap. It's going to feel harder for you. It's going to feel miserable. And when you tell your brain that something is hard and something is miserable and something is impossible, you are not going, or we don't like doing hard things. You're not going to do the actions it takes to help your PCOS naturally. So yeah, and I hate how I have to give these disclaimers, but like, yes, I understand. Like, you are so valid. Like, I know PCOS can suck. I have been through it. I've been through the ringer with it. I understand that. But when you're so in that mindset, it makes it 10 times harder to heal. Number 5, I'm doing a little sip of coffee. So number 5 is that PCOS is often misdiagnosed. Now, the thing is some people aren't being diagnosed. And like that was me. It took me a long time to actually get diagnosed. But a lot of people are misdiagnosed, especially people who have a past of undereating knowingly or unknowingly, overexercising, overexerting their body, chronic fatigue, could possibly have something called hypothalamic amenorrhea. Go to your doctor and ask them about that. But that is essentially the body has really similar to PCOS like symptoms, but it's not caused like you have different healing plans if you are someone with PCOS versus if you're someone with hypothalamic amenorrhea. And so it's important to know the difference. And a lot of people too with PCOS, if you have a lot of those symptoms, so missing periods, acne, hard time losing weight after birth control, yes, maybe birth control was masking that you had PCOS, but if you never experienced those symptoms before birth control, a lot of women have like post-pill syndrome or post like almost like pill or birth control, because not to be the pill, birth control induced PCOS, aka it's being like caused by hormonal birth control and the aftermath of hormonal birth control. And that is something that you can, if you know the right steps, like this is what I help so many of my clients with, you can manage these things. You can manage these things naturally if you have post-pill syndrome or not, or PCOS or whatever. But it's something that you can overcome quite fast if you know the correct steps. So I'm adding on a number 6 from my post. But another hard truth is you are spending your money on all the wrong things. You're spending your money on the expensive as heck GLP-1, which is hundreds of dollars a month. And I hate to break it to you, but unless you're learning how to fix your insulin resistance naturally, you're going to get all that way back. It's a big waste of money down the toilet. So you're wasting your money on that. Potentially, if you have acne, a ton of skincare creams, dermatologist appointments, all these things that are temporary band-aids. You're not actually spending money to heal from within. And one of my favorite things, this is why I order testing for my clients. It's interpreted by the doctor that I partner with. Functional hormone testing is so important when it comes to PCOS, because through functional hormone testing, through looking at your symptoms, you can map out like what type of PCOS do you potentially have? What's the root cause? PCOS is not the root cause. What's the root cause of my PCOS? Is it insulin resistance? What's causing that? Is it my adrenals? What's causing that to go haywire? Is it inflammation? Like what's causing the inflammation? Is it my gut? Everything in our body is so deeply connected, and this is what I love helping my clients do. My clients who work with me one-on-one, we do, or like even in the Instinct Sisterhood, VIP, Strong and Sexy Sisterhood, they all have access to functional hormone testing. It was a massive key to my own healing journey because blood work never gave me the answers. Blood work was always usually fine and dandy, which was so frustrating. So it actually like, for me, it was like super, super low progesterone, really low DHEA, estrogen dominance. And also, then you have to ask yourself, like, what's causing that? What's causing the low progesterone? What's causing the low DHEA? What's causing the estrogen dominance? And then you can get deeper and deeper to the actual root cause that's contributing to your PCOS-like symptoms, hormonal imbalance, PCOS, etc. So we love functional hormone testing. And then also spending your money on the things that's actually going to fix those root causes with your nutrition, with your fitness, and with your lifestyle. And this is what I help my clients do. I always say, nothing I'm doing with my clients is truly rocket science. You know what I mean? Like fixing like most health conditions, it goes down to the foundations of nutrition, fitness changes, and lifestyle changes. Now, obviously, someone who has a regular cycle, someone who struggles with acne, someone who struggles with sore boobs before their period or painful periods, like they're going to be different tweaks, depending on their different root causes. But it all comes down to the foundational practices between nutrition, lifestyle changes, fitness. And I always say temporary supplementation. I give my clients temporary supplementation recommendations because you don't want to be on a medication all life. You don't want to be on a supplement your entire life either. Supplements should just be a temporary thing and not a lifelong thing, because then you might as well just be on the stronger version, which is the medication. You get what I'm saying? So those are all my hard truths. If I ruffled some feathers, sorry, not sorry. These are things people need to hear. And it's because I love you guys. It's because I have been there. I literally, like, if you are new here, I had severe cystic acne. Now, I won't lie, I still get zits. I had severe cystic acne. I had a missing period for over a year. So many more symptoms I could go into. I wish I knew these things in the beginning of my journey because I would have been able to heal 10 times faster. And if you are on a hormone balancing journey, a fitness journey, a fat loss journey, a clear your acne journey, a get your period back, have pain-free period journey, I will include all the links to my one-on-one coaching, Instinct Sisterhood, Strong and Sexy Sisterhood. One-on-one coaching is the closest, most in-depth way to work with me for 4 months. And then we have the Strong and Sexy Sisterhood, which is more fat loss fitness focused. The Instinct Sisterhood is least support for me, more of a course group coaching program. I love you, ladies. This is a reminder. Yes, you can heal naturally, and I will talk to you soon.